Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. And what we have here is a prime example of why you don't plant trees right next to your house. I was called out to this irrigation repair, some leaking pipe. I figured it was just going to be a broken pipe from, walking on it or something. And it turns out that this tree right here, that tree has pretty much ruined the pipe that feeds this first zone. This guy over here is the one that was leaking, this guy right here. And what it turns out is that the pipe that feeds it cracked right here because this giant root pushed it out of the way. So I've had to spend about 45 minutes digging all this stuff out. So now the goal is to remove this section, but this is a prime example of why you don't want a tree too close to your house, because the roots just cause all kind of issues. And I have no idea where that root ends up going. Does it snake under the foundation? I don't know. But that's what we're dealing with right now. So I've spent a few minutes hacking, but I can feel the pipe. It's right underneath where I'm cutting, see? So this is the part where I've got to be real careful so that I don't hit that pipe saw. I wonder if I can pop it up at this point. No, I think there's still too much attached. I think that's probably just too sturdy. It's wiggling a little bit, but I think there's still too much material. If you're asking yourself, Brad, why don't you just use a pole saw or a chainsaw? I'm trying to prevent cutting this pipe that runs under here, because what happens is if I just cut straight down, then there's going to be wood and a pipe, and they're going to be flush together, and I'm not going to be able to fit a fitting onto that pipe. So I've got to take this out, and then cut the repair closer to the middle, if that makes any sense. There we go. All right, so that part popped, and hopefully our pipe is intact. Now we're going to have to work on this end. All right, so we're still good. I was about half an inch from even touching the pipe, so we were able to snap that off. Now we've just got this. That's a root. I keep thinking these roots are irrigation wires that I've split. Now see, this guy's a little bit tougher. He's all the way under here. Why'd you do this to me, tree? Oh man, that thing is in there. But how's your day going? I think there's another root down here. Oh, okay. There's a root up here. That might be causing us issues. Oh, please let that be it. Yes! So here we have the root, obviously coming from the big tree. It came down, around, and under. It's pretty muddy still down there, but this is where the bottom end of the root was. And basically what it did, you can see now how without the pressure, how these pipes have kind of gone back down to where they were, but it actually wrapped down and around and was pushing this thing up. And that's where my original break was. This thing cracked right here. And then just in the process of me doing this, you know, it cracked more. But that root just over the years pushed that pipe out of the way until one day it broke at its weak point. You can actually see how this root is rounded here and here, where those pipes, like it even has the indent of where the fitting was. So again, I'll try a couple different camera angles so you can see it, but this is why trees are not good to be near houses. They just don't care. They just send the roots out wherever they want to. And I mean, whatever is in the way, roots are incredibly strong, especially over time, you know. They just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually whatever it's up against is just gonna fail. Yeah, so that came out of there. Now that that's clear, we can go ahead and repair it. Here's our repair. 2 unions and a T going off to our thing there. And again, this here is the culprit. Caused all this trouble. I just think it's so crazy how it just, you know, the pipe is molded into the root from where it grew around it. All right, well, it needs to be turned a little bit, but the repair is holding. Here's everything put back together. We ran it for a while it was still a giant hole, made sure it didn't leak, and it didn't, and filled everything back in. So we're good to go. Hopefully the tree will not cause any more issues, at least from that root, because remember what caused the issue was it wrapping almost like a corkscrew around the pipe and then pushing it. So obviously all the roots down that way aren't going to do anything now. And you know, further this way is really just a question mark. Unless I was going to dig up the client's whole driveway to follow that one root back, I couldn't really do more than what I did. But anyways, that is that project, and that's why you probably shouldn't have a tree this close to a house. I know I've got one that's even a little bit closer. You may have seen it in some other videos, and I think this is giving me pause to consider taking that out, because this is a little bit scary. I don't know where that root goes. Who knows what kind of roots I have in my yard. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.